to tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder. While you are up in space, I sit here by myself. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. I don't know what you did, but it's alright with me. It doesn't matter any longer. I will forgive your flaws if you're forgiving mine. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. Spill it out, don't you spare any details of how you feel about us. Spill it out, don't you spare any details. Oh baby, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over.
progress and well-being is measured in small little steps, but it's no small thing. Boy, that's for sure. One day at a time, one pose at a time, one breath at a time. That's how you do it. But commit to consistency. That's the big thing. Commit to consistency. Do a little bit each and every day. And that's what we do. This is a 1 hour long practice. You think, oh gosh, an hour is a long time. And it kind of is. But it goes by so fast. Trust me. So try it and see. If you can only stick around for 10 minutes, good on you. Don't judge yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time. I can only do it for 10 minutes. Oh gosh, I can't do a whole hour. This practice isn't for me. No, don't think that way. Just start, just try, and see what happens. Do a little bit each day. Each of our practices is different. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga, and this is your yoga from home. Today we focus on flexibility and mobility, all something we all really want, especially as we get older. Stay flexible, stay mobile, so you can keep moving. Today's practice is all on the ground, except we have a little standing sequence, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can stay in your child's pose, you can stay in your pentacle pose, you can do whatever you want, but just do. That's the big thing. And you modify, as the bottom of the screen says, modify for your body. Do what is right for your body. Everybody's body is different, and every day is different. Do what works for you. That's the ticket. Do what works for you. The word to think about today, this is kind of a creepy word or a good word. It's time. Time. Time keeps on ticking. Time is flowing like a river. Whatever you want to do, you can't stop it. Sometimes you want to speed it up. Sometimes you want to slow it down, but you just can't. You just can't. You've got to enjoy the time. You've got to value this resource. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but you've got to make choices how you're going to spend it. Scrolling through social media, total waste of time, or doing your yoga and breathing and being out in nature and appreciating life. Use your time wisely because it's never going to come back. Okay, all right. So props for today. You're going to need several props. I've got 2 yoga blocks. We use those just about every day. Buy them, get them, commit. Commit. Have the props. It's kind of fun to have the props. The strap. You can have a belt to your robe, whatever, but get a yoga strap. Usually when you buy the blocks, those come along with it. A little hand towel is great. It's very versatile. An eye shade you will love. It's kind of your treat at the end. Have some water nearby because you're going to want to wet your whistle. And today I've got some wedges. Now wedges can be used for many things. You can use them in downward facing dog as I was doing during that time countdown ticker, or you can use them, we do planks a lot. You can use them under your wrists to decrease the angle of your wrist if you have any wrist pain. They're great things. So I've got those today too. So, have what you want, do what you can with what you got, and just have fun. And don't stress over it. All right, enjoy your time on your mat today. Let's slowly move into pentacle pose. Take it slowly. And as you're coming down here, think about a stress number. Lock it in. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. How are you feeling today? Come into your pentacle nice and slowly. What is pentacle? Fully reclined on your back. Arms lifted overhead. Legs spread wide. Your body looks like a capital letter X. Let the world go. Focus on you. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Sigh it out. Let it go. Soften in your jaws and in your shoulders. Maybe you want to spread your legs and arms a little wider. Take kind of a little quasi stretch in here too. Settle in. Pentacle pose is a resetting pose. It's a gentle pose, but some good things are happening too. Let the pinky toes fall toward the mat. You got a little external rotation of your hips. You're raising your arms up, bringing your shoulders back, using the ground to work on good posture. Big breath in, big breath out. Let it go. And stop worrying about what's to come. Stop thinking about the past. Stop thinking about, what I've got to do today. Tasks, this, that, the other thing. Be in the present moment. Appreciate this time. You've committed, you've come to your mat. So really make it good for you. Deep breath in. And deep, slow breath out. And you know what? You don't have to be good at your yoga, whatever that is. You just got to show up and do and move however is best for you. Now, if you'd like, close your lips and maybe just breathe in and out of your nose. Fill your lungs up, fill your belly, rise up to the sky, and then fully deflate, letting your belly button almost come back to touch your spine. Imagine that. Pentacle pose. Remember this pose because you may make a choice to come back here at any time you like, but just know your pentacle. I'm going to move into Banana Asana. If you want to join me, bring your legs together, ankles touching. Bring your arms up overhead to touch. How does that feel? Can you keep both shoulders equally down? Palms are touching. Reach your fingers higher to the top of your mat. Take a big breath in and a big breath out to move into Banana Asana. First of all, think about a banana. Think of how a banana's curved. Every banana's shaped a little differently, and so are we. Bring your heels to the right corner of your mat. Let your fingers, palms are touching, let them work to the top right corner of your mat. Maybe they don't go very far. That's okay. Embrace your uniqueness. Keep your left shoulder down and keep your left hip down as well. Take this big sideways stretch here. You feel it on your left side from your pinky toe of your left foot all the way up through your fingertips. Shoulders equally down. Don't stress out over this. Just get comfortable. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in. Deep breath out. Maybe reach the fingers a little bit more to the top right corner of your mat. Maybe take your right hand and grab your left wrist and give it a gentle little pull. Oh, that increases the depth of the stretch, doesn't it? But do you like it? Soften your left shoulder down to your mat. Slow, deep breaths, appreciating what you have. When you're ready, if your hand is holding onto your wrist, bring your palms back to touch. Then slowly walk everything you got back to the midline. This is your stick pose. Stretch it out in your stick pose. You look like a big number one. And you should be your number one, taking care of you. When you're ready, heels, walk to the left bottom corner of your mat. Keep your both hips down. Let your fingers work toward the top left corner of your mat, keeping the right shoulder down. Breathe. No stress, no hurry. Trust the process. This is doing your body good. And we always want to do good for our bodies, don't we? We should. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe your fingers work a little more to the top left corner of your mat. But don't compromise by letting the shoulder come up. Keep the shoulder down. Now, if you like that little extra tug, remember how to do that? So this time we'll take the left hand and capture the right wrist and give it a gentle tug. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Relax in the shoulder. Don't hold tension there. Let gravity do its thing, pulling the shoulder closer to the earth. As you just focus on breathing, get out of your head. I'm going to move my heels a little more to the left side because it feels right. palms slowly back to touch. Take a big breath here. And then slowly work your feet and your arms and hands back to the midline. Stretch it out like a big letter I. Maybe you can tell yourself, I am at peace. I'm in the right place for this time, for this moment, doing what I need to do to be healthy for me, because that's so important. All right, stretch it out in your big letter I. All right, slowly bring your arms down by your sides, feeling better already. Let's press on up to a seated position. Find your 2 blocks and bring them with you. Place them on your side. Now bring your soles of your feet to touch. All right, soles of the feet touch, knees open wide. Maybe bring the blocks underneath your knees at whatever height gives them a little bit of support. All right? So I'm gonna grab my ankles and kind of pull my heels in a little bit. Sit up straight, pull your heels in. What feels right for you? Lengthen up through your spine, maybe close your eyes, soften in your shoulders. Take this little butterfly pose. We do this a lot when we do our Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups and our reclined goddess pose. You got the blocks here helping. That's kind of nice. Tomorrow's practice is restorative, and Thursdays and Sundays we do restorative, and we use the blocks a lot to support our weight. So feel what you feel here with the blocks. Maybe you can hike your heels in a little bit more, or maybe a little bit less. You decide. And then you got the support of the blocks. Maybe remove the blocks. Let your knees feel confident. Let your knees feel confident. Let them go down toward the earth. Big breath in and big breath out. Be at peace. Be at peace. Just settle in. All right, so that is your butterfly pose. You got the soles of your feet touching. Maybe you've kept the blocks where they are, or maybe you've removed them. Let's take it now to a half butterfly. All right, to do that, I'm going to extend my right leg long. Bring it out at about a 45-degree angle while bringing the other foot, the left foot, in, sole of the foot in toward my inner right thigh. Right toes up to the sky. Settle in here and place your 2 blocks on the 2 sides of your right knee, inside the knee and outside the knee. Maybe bring them to a high height, a medium height, or a low height. I think I'm going to start medium. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Turn your body toward your right extended leg and hinge forward. Maybe place your forearms onto the block. Soften your shoulders, lengthen through the crown of your head, and breathe here. Your gaze is down toward your knee, or maybe your eyes are closed and you're just imagine seeing your knee. Maybe you lower the height of your blocks, or maybe you raise the height of your blocks. Nobody's judging you. Do what feels right. That's what you want to do. Keep the left hip and the left knee down. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly lift your torso up, up, up. Shoulders over your hips. Right hand on the block, left arm reaches high, and then reach to the side of your room. Reach across the midline of the body. You got that block on the outside of your knee. Maybe you rest your forearm on it. And breathe. Top shoulder away from your chest. Bring it to the back of the room. Chin away from your chest too. Just breathe here, stretch it out. Reach your fingers more to the side of the room. And then finish. Bring the arm back down. Find that block that's inside your leg. Disregard the one that's outside your leg. Come on up, shoulders over hips. That block that's inside your right knee. Let's push it forward as you reach forward. Reach forward. Let your forehead come toward the earth. Your gaze is down toward the ground. You're pushing the block forward. Breathe in and exhale. Push the block as far as you like, as far as feels right. Breathe. Slide the block back on in toward your left foot. Arms kickstand behind you. Lift your chest up to the sky. Breathe in, sending the chest up to the sky. Breathe out. Settle in. Shoulders over your hips. Let's switch out the legs. All right, so you're in this half butterfly with the right leg extended. Let's switch it. Straighten the left leg. Bend the right leg, bringing the sole of the foot in toward the inner left thigh. If that feels right, get it as close as seems right for you. 2 blocks to the inside and outside of the left knee. Settle in here, shoulders over your hips. Just take a couple breaths. No rush, no hurry. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Turn your torso toward your extended left leg. Lengthen up and then fold forward. As you fold forward, maybe you find your blocks, forearms find your blocks, and you rest right here. Breathe, let the tension go. No reason to be tense. Your yoga is supposed to feel good and comfortable. Your blocks can be any height that feels right for you. I like to close my eyes because I like to imagine myself bringing my forehead to my knees. Breathe. No rush, no hurry. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly, you can keep your eyes closed. Bring your shoulders back up over your hips. Find the left block that's outside of your leg. Lift the right arm, the arm that's on the bent knee side. Lift it up high and then let it cross the midline of the body. Maybe bring the forearm back down to the block at whatever height. Remember your call. Keeping the right knee down and your right bottom cheek down. Reach across the midline. Top shoulder back, chin away from the chest. Breathe. Find space in that right hip. Breathe. Most important part is the breath. Right, Liz? Right, Sarah? Right, Laura? Right, Kelly? Right, Stan? Right, Tammy? Right, Rena? Oh, Rena. Steve? Leslie? Olivia? William? How are you? Breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. Imagine the depth of this stretch getting even greater. All right, slowly, slowly, slowly. That's the ticket. Bring it on back up. Shoulders over your hips. Disregard that block on the outside. Find the block on the inside. Place your hands on it. Big breath in. Settle in. Push the block forward. Breathe. And you already know that your intentional, slow breathing fosters relaxation and calm in your body. And who doesn't want more calm? Big breath in, big breath out. Push that block forward. We're getting our hips ready to do a hero's pose in a while. But find that mobility, find that flexibility. You've got it. We always want to build up to the more complex poses by going slowly and gently. Slide the block back in, shoulders over your hips, bring your hands behind your body. Maybe you're up on your fingertips. Take that little kickstand with the hands, lift the chest up, lift the chin up to the sky too. Big breath in, big breath out. Think of the chest lifting more so than the back bending. And then finish. Shoulders over your hips. Let's come into a thunderbolt pose. How do your legs feel? Kind of moving them like we do Happy Baby when we end a practice and have our legs up in the air. Come into a thunderbolt pose. What is that? You're standing on your knees. You sit back onto your heels. How does that feel? Tops of your feet are on your mat. You're in a thunderbolt pose. Find your towel or your strap, whichever you want to use. Yesterday we did cow face. Let's do it again today. All right, I'm going to use the towel. Because you think of the towel as making your arms longer. So what you want to do is take your right arm, bend the elbow, and bring your left hand to hug that elbow in towards your ear. Give yourself a pat on the back. Can't have enough pats on the back, can we? Maybe you take the towel, hold it in your right hand, and take the towel into your left hand and hold on to it. So the towel is like making your hands longer. If your hands can meet, good on you. My shoulders are not that flexible. Maybe if your hands meet, you're holding your fingers, kind of like interlacing the fingers, holding them, or not interlacing the fingers, just kind of a monkey grip on the fingers. If you can do it, go for it. I like to use the towel. Hold on to the towel and then start to floss your shoulders. Bringing the towel down, pulling it down with that strong left arm, and then having the right arm pull it up a little bit too, like dental floss, right? Breathe, breathe. Maybe you can work your hand up a little closer. Maybe you can work the other hand down a little bit more, narrowing the distance between your hands, and floss. Whatever it is, you want it to feel right in your shoulders. You want to increase your shoulder mobility. Start right where you are and just do what you can with what you got. All right, so that is flossing the shoulders. Let's release the towel. Let's take it to the other side. So I'm going to lift my left arm up, hugging the elbow in, bringing the towel into the left hand if you need it. If you don't need it, don't do it. Right hand hugs the left elbow in. Right hand reaches around and captures the towel. Breathe. Holding on to that towel or your fingers, if you are holding them in that little monkey grip, start to floss your shoulders up and down just a little bit with the towel. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Floss the shoulders. Little movements. Maybe work the hands a wee bit closer together. It's progress. Remember, small steps toward your goal. Small steps are no small thing. That's how you get where you need to be, where you want to be. All right, flossing the shoulders, pretty good. We're also going to do a broken wing pose, so you'll be glad you did this. All right, so remove your towel. Done there. All right, let's do arm circles. Tee out your arms and just do some nice big arm circles. Get that shoulder mobility going. We did a lot for shoulder mobility the other day. Breathe. How do your shoulders feel? Maybe your circles aren't too big. That's a-okay. Do it your way. And then bring the circles in the other direction. Breathe. All right, so the secret pose that's going on here, you're in a thunderbolt. You're stretching out your quads. You're preparing to do that hero's pose. And we're going to take it in layers, so don't worry about it. Let it feel right. All right, tee out your arms one more time. Give yourself a big hug. I'm going to bring the right arm on top of the left. Elbows kind of cross at the midline. Fingers reach toward the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Imagine broadening through the shoulders as you give yourself a big hug here. Breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the hug. As you're ready, tee out your arms again. Nice big tee out, bringing the backs of the hands to the back of the room. Bring the other arm on top, the left arm on top. Give yourself a big hug. Elbows cross at the midline of your body. Maybe hands work towards your spine, shoulders away from your ears. Nice tight squeeze, and then send your shoulders to the side of the room. Don't you feel tight and secure? A nice big hug. We all need more hugs, don't we? Breathe. All right, I'm impressed with what you've done so far. Let's come out of this and take a break in a child's pose. All right, so shoulders are feeling pretty good, I hope. Let's come on down to a child's pose. Knees can be together, big toes can be touching, hips back to your heels if you like, arms down by your sides, palms face up. Using a block or no block, rest your head on the block or onto your mat. Nice tight little pose with palms face up, fingers reaching toward the back of your room. An alternative, wide-legged child's pose. Only difference is the knees are spread wide, big toes are still touching, your bottom is going back still toward your heels. Here's another difference. The arms are reaching high to the top of your mat. Forehead can come down to rest on the block, a half-size block, or no block at all onto your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. stretch, lengthen, push into your mat with your hands. Think of lengthening your mat by trying to slide the mat more forward if you're in the extended child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. You can stay in whichever variation of child's pose you are in. If you'd like to work on the inner thighs a little bit more, like we started with that butterfly and half butterfly, you can come into a wide-legged child's pose if you're not already here. I'm going to spread the knees a little bit wider, and that is called a tadpole pose. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Think of all the space and length in your inner thighs. You've stretched them out. They're enjoying the movement here. You're becoming more flexible, more mobile. Now this tadpole pose with the knees spread wider, you can take it to the next stage, from a tadpole to a full frog. To do that, work your toes apart, bringing your shins more parallel to the sides of your mat. Sink on down, don't stress out, let it be, breathe. Maybe with the butterfly pose and the half butterfly pose that we did earlier, you're finding that perhaps you can sink even lower today into this frog pose. But however you are, appreciate what you've got. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's work ourselves back into a neutral tabletop. So bring your wrists under your shoulders. Bring your knees in nice and slowly to a neutral tabletop. Neutral tabletop, let's do cat-cow. Tops of the feet are on your mat, hands spread wide. And if your wrists are bothering you, you could always use the wedge. The wedge helps decrease the angle of which your wrists are flexing. Does that make sense? Press into the earth. Crown of the head lifts, tailbone to the back of the room. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back up to the sky, cat pose. Take it to a cow pose. It's complementary pose. Crown of the head lifts, tailbone lifts. Continue with cat-cow at your pace. Chin to chest, tailbone tucked. Take a big inhale, bring the crown of your head and your tailbone up. Breathe. Breathe. That's your cat-cow. Let's do a little bit of a balancing pose here by going into a bird dog pose. Come to a neutral tabletop position. Let's begin by lifting the right leg up. Let's take it in layers. You don't have to go any farther. Knee to about hip height. Maybe hug your heel in toward your bottom. Feel the strength in your low back. Dial your right hip down so both hips are equal distant to your mat, and then extend your right leg long. Drive the heel to the back of the room. So whatever layer you're in, enjoy it. Push into your hands here. Push into your left foot into the mat. If you'd like to balance, take your left hand and reach it forward. Too much balancing? Maybe take that friendly block and place it underneath your hand. Lift, breathe, reach, stretch. Stretch, find length here. Great pose to decompress your spine. Heel drives to the back of the room, fingers to the front. Your gaze is down, your spine is long, the crown of your head is going toward the front of your room. Finish, hand comes down, knee meets the other knee. We have another side to do, lucky us, right? Lift your left leg up. Knee to about hip height. Draw your heel in toward your bottom. How do you like that? Weight equal into your hands. You're strengthening your low back. You know it. It's all good. Maybe you stay right here. I'm going to extend my left leg long. Drawing my toes toward my shin has the same effect as lengthening the heel to the back of the room. Maybe you stay right here. Dial your left hip down so both hips are equal distant to your mat. I'm going to add in the right arm. Reach and stretch. Find length here. Push into the earth. You've got it. Hold it here. Get really long in the spine. From fingertips to your heel, like we did in Banana Asana. Feeling the length, the depth of the stretch. You got it. Hold it. And then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Take a cycle of cat-cow. You know that one. I won't even talk you through it. You know it. Finish. Let's come down onto our bellies and do that broken wing. Onto your belly, tee out your left arm to about shoulder height. Right arm bends so your hand is under your collarbones. Roll onto your left hip. Feel it in that left shoulder. Roll onto the left hip. Right hand is the driving force here. Press into your mat so you can feel a nice stretch in your shoulders. Breathe. Top leg. Legs can both be long. Legs can both have a little bit of a bend in them if that feels good. Top leg, you can put a big bend in it. Bring the sole of the right foot in front of the extended long left leg. Let the knee go up to the sky and breathe. Breathe. If you like, you can also bring that foot behind the extended right leg and push into the earth back there. Right hand is the driver. Really feel this in your shoulder. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right, that's your broken wing. You can stay here longer. Breathe. How do you like it? Other side. Let's do the other side. All you got to do is roll onto your belly. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Roll onto your belly. Tee out your right arm, nice and long and straight. Send your gaze to the left. Left arm, bend it. Place it under your collarbone. Roll onto your right hip. Right arm reaches long. Adjust so you are comfortable. Left arm pushes into the earth, or not so much, to take it to the depth that you like. Knees can be a little bent. Maybe that feels good. Legs can be long and straight. Top leg can be bent with the sole of the foot coming down to the earth behind the extended leg, or bring it in front of the extended leg. Breathe. Hand is the driver, and if your knee is bent, so's the leg. Push into the earth. Feel the depth of the stretch that you want in this shoulder. Remember to breathe. Deep breaths. Relax into it. That's your shoulder stretch. All right, shoulders are mobile, hips are mobile. That means it's time for a plank. All right, let's roll onto our bellies. Bring both hands under your collarbones. Press on up. This is a yoga pose too. Straighten through the arms. Come into a seal pose. Soften in the hips. Hips go to the sides of the room. Breathe. And let's press on up. Let's do a plank pose. We're going to set a timer. We do this often. So we set a 1-minute timer, but you don't have to do it for a minute. The timer is there. How do your shoulders feel? Pretty good, right? You don't have to do this 1-minute plank. You do it as long as you want. The timer is there for you to decide how long, to keep track of how long you're doing it. An opportunity to use your wrist wedges if you like. Place them with the big side towards you. Place your hands on them. You can see how it decreases the intensity of the stretch in the wrist. You do what is right for you, placing your hands wherever feels right. All right, so now plank. You can press into your arms. Arms can be straight. Knees can be spread wide. Bring your hands a little more forward and hinge your weight into your upper body, like you're almost how you feel like when you're going to do a push-up, and hold it right here. Other variations are to slip down to your forearms. Adjust your knees however you like. You can press up to a dolphin plank. What is a dolphin plank? Elbows under your shoulders, toes tucked towards your shins. Press on up and hold. I'm going to take a high plank. That's with the arms straight, shoulders over wrists. Let's get into the variation of plank you like now. Let's start a timer. Let's go. All right, timer is started. Here's 1 minute. In a high plank, your feet are hip-width distance apart. Hands or fingers are spread wide. Shoulders are over your wrists, nice and stable and strong. Here, alignment is important. 10 seconds in, hold. Take any breaks you like. If you're in a high plank, or any plank, you can drop to your knees. If you're in a high plank, you could send your hips high and come into a downward facing dog. We are 20 seconds in, 40 seconds to go. You've got it. Breathe. We are halfway there. Hold. Lengthen through your spine. Push the earth away. Your core is engaged. Everything is engaged in a plank, isn't it? Whoo! You are strong. We've got less than 20 seconds to go. Hold on here. Push the earth away. You can do anything for these 15 seconds that remain. Oh, guess what? It's less than that. It's less than 10. Hold on. Push the earth away. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and done. Come down to your knees. How did you do? Maybe grab a drink of water. All right, we started out slowly. We built up. We did a plank. You are strong. However long a plank you did, it is perfect. All right, let's keep going. We did our plank. Let's do that wide-legged forward fold again. Legs spread wide. Blocks in between your legs. Lengthen up. Exhale. Come on, down to your blocks. Legs spread wide. Forearms onto your blocks at whatever height you like. Bring your forehead maybe down to a block at whatever height you like. 1 block, 2 blocks, no blocks. You decide how far this is comfortable for you. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Press on up, shoulders over your hips, remove your blocks. Find your strap, bring it with you as you come to recline. But as you come to recline, do it intentionally. Hands to prayer center, always a good place to be. Remember the butterfly pose, soles of the feet touch, knees open wide, lengthen up. Also called a cobbler pose. Hold here. Remember, when we did this butterfly pose, we took our ankles, we brought them in more toward our groin. Try to do it again. Bring your shoulders up over your hips. Try to have a flat back. You don't want to be hunched over. Bring your shoulders on up. Shoulders over your hips so your back is nice and straight. And you have the back straight, more so than drawing the heels in far. If you can't draw the heels in very far without compromising the back, don't draw the heels in that far. Breathe, breathe, lengthen up. Hold on here, you got your ankles, you're pulling them in, you're strong. And now release, maybe the heels a little bit away, bring your hands back to prayer center. Come on back to fully reclined. Let's do a bound angle goddess. All right, so you're all the way down. Heels, hike them back up, a little bit more to the groin. Arms cactus out like goalposts. Backs of your hands onto your mat, breathe here. Oh, let it feel good. Shoulders are nice and open. You got lots of space there. Maybe you notice that bringing the forearms down onto the earth is a little easier after we did that broken wing pose. But whatever you do in your yoga, choose purpose over perfection. What is the purpose? We want to open up our shoulders. We want to be more flexible. We want to be more mobile. Whatever that looks like, let it be good for you. Breathe in, breathe out. You're stretching out your inner thighs without even thinking about it. Your chest is lifted to the sky. Let's do our beloved boat pose. Yesterday we did it without a strap. Today let's do it with a strap. Find your strap. Bring your knees together to meet at the midline of your body. Lift your legs on up because you can do it. You have a strong core. Bring the strap under the soles of your feet and send your legs high. Just enjoy this for a bit. Pull the strap. Pull it, pull it, pull it, letting the toes come overhead. How does that feel? Let's take it into boat. Imagine your heels is heavily weighted. With your heels heavily weighted and you're holding on strongly to this strap, elbows are hugged in, let those heavy heels come toward the earth as you lift on up through your chest, through your chin, up to the sky. Take it in one slow, consistent speed. Don't let momentum do the lifting. Let your strong core do it. Hug the elbows in. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Find a fun little place of balance here. Your shoulders are back. Your back is straight. Hold here in your boat pose. Breathe. Put a smile on your face because you are blessed with movement. You can move. You can balance. You know your body. Breathe. Chest lifts up to the sky. Hold it. Boat pose, Shavasana. Maybe bring the shoulders back a little bit more like you're in a recliner. That sounds good, doesn't it? Breathe. All right, let's slowly let the heels come on down. So shoulders are over your hips. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring your heels down to the earth because you are in control. Self-control. I'm working on that. All right, walk your hands down your strap. Close your eyes maybe and look towards your knees. Imagine your forehead touching your knees. You got the strap helping. Work your hands down toward your feet as you pull that strap. Forehead toward your knees. Hollow out your belly. And then finish. Come on up, shoulders over your hips, remove the strap, find your 2 blocks for your lunge. All right, so come to standing on your knees. You've got 2 blocks. Bring them by your sides at a nice high height. With the blocks at your side at a nice high height, bring your right foot forward, knee over ankle. You know this, we do a lunge a lot. Send your left leg long. Left knee is on the mat. Maybe slip a towel under it. If you've been doing a lunge for a long time, you know there's lots of ways we take it. Every day is different. You take it to what your body's saying to you today. All right, knee over ankle, hands to the block, shoulders come up more to over your hips. They don't have to come very far. Maybe you decide to stay at about a 45-degree angle in the torso today. All right, I'm going to press on up to my fingers. I'm going to lift my arms up to the sky. You can join me if you want, or don't if you don't want. You got the power. All right, reach your fingers high. Maybe take a little back bend, breathe. Left leg is long, pressing the top of the left foot into the mat. Fingers back up to the sky, hands to prayer center. Breathe, breathe. I'm gonna start to surf. You can surf with your hands on the blocks, walking the blocks back. To surf, straighten the right leg. Straighten the right leg, bringing the bottom back towards your heel. And then maybe walk the blocks forward. Allow the knee to come forward of the ankle. Totally fine in this pose. So you want to feel it in your left hip. Walk it back. Maybe bring your bottom all the way back to your heel. Maybe challenge your core even more by keeping your hands at prayer center. And then going back and forth in your surfing. Breathe. Focus, focus forward, look forward, focus forward, and breathe. Breathe, continue surfing the way that is right for you. Get into your body, get out of your head, and just get into your body. Let it move the way it's feeling right now. All right, let's finish. Both knees meet in a standing on the knees position. Reintroduce your blocks. We have the other side to do. Left foot comes forward, knee over ankle to begin. Blocks by your sides. Push into the blocks as if the ground had come up to you. Right leg goes long and straight on your mat. Top of the right foot on the mat. Press on up and breathe. Maybe come up even higher. Hands to prayer center. Or maybe not. Maybe hands back to the blocks. Maybe arms reach up to the sky. Maybe a little back bend is in the stars for you. Hands back to prayer center. Hold here. Begin to surf with the blocks or not. Remember, you start to surf by straightening that left leg and then rebending the left leg. Using the blocks for balance. Nothing wrong with that. To walk back and forward. Your practice, you know your body best. Listen to it. Challenge it in the way that it needs to be challenged today. So, how's your surfing going? All right, so you're going to have a choice soon. Maybe just surf a little bit more. You're going to have a choice. Remember Pentacle, the position we started in, a 5-pointed star where you look like a big letter X? You can come into that. Or maybe you want to go back to your child's pose. Or maybe you want to come to standing. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so come back up to that starting position. Left knee over left ankle. Hands to prayer center if you like. Or maybe you bring them down to the ground. Let's bring the right foot up to meet the left, and we'll come to standing. All right, sweep it on up, come on up, and now you're standing. We'll do a few little brief standing poses. I'm gonna begin with the block at a stable height in front of me. How do your hips feel? All right, you will look taller. Great pose from physical therapy. Bring your body into the shape of the letter of each word's beginning. You, bring your body into the shape of the letter Y. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Feel your chest lift. Breathe, legs are together. Breathe. You. Now bring your elbows down. Create a letter W in your arms. Will. 2 L's, forward and backward, pressing the elbows in towards your waist. Really hug them in. I feel like they can never get in close enough. Look. And then T for taller. Pulse the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Let's do it again at your pace. You do it as quickly as you like. But the ticket here is to press the backs of the hands to the back of the room. You. Will. Look. T for taller. Pulse the backs of your hands hands. All right, the other day we did it against the wall. If you like to do it against the wall, that's a big challenge too. Your bottom's against the wall, your arms go back up. Oh, that wall is far back there. Bring your arms into the letter Y. Slip the elbows down, create that letter W. Bring the elbows in, create those two L's. Tee out your arms and press the backs of your hands into the wall. That's an option too. So many different ways to do this. Bring your arms down by your sides. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Think of lengthening up through the crown of your head. Nice, good, straight, solid, standing posture. That's you. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Open your eyes. This block that's on the ground, let's place the ball of our right foot on it. Bring your heel on down to the mat. Stretch out your calf. How does it feel? Get to know your block. And if you don't have a block, totally fine. You could be lifting up onto your toes if you like that. I'm going to stretch out here. I'm going to switch to the other foot. Left foot, left ball of the foot comes onto the block. Heel comes down to the mat. Adjust so it's comfortable for you. Stretch out your calf. You've got it. Breathe. All right, now bring both feet down. Arms go up high to the sky, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer center, tree pose. Bend into the right knee. Open up the side of the knee to the side of the room. Bring the sole of the foot up a little higher or higher still. Press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Hips and shoulders are equidistant to the front of your room. Hands at prayer center. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe grow your branches. Maybe try to take a long blink by closing your eyes for just a moment or two. Just a little longer blink than usual. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the foot to meet the other foot. Root into your right foot. Tree pose on the other side. Open up the knee, sole of the foot wherever you want it to be. Press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Breathe. Grow your branches if you like. Breathe. Keep looking up. Try to do a long blink or not. Just try. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot comes down. Let's do a humble warrior. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Lift the right leg up. Cross the right leg over so it's in the shape of a figure four, so the outside of the ankle is on the top leg. Breathe. Hands at prayer center. Hold it here. Sink lower in your bottom. Just hold. We have another side to do. Bring the right leg to meet the left, but stay in yours. A little bit of a semi-squat here. Root into the right leg. Left leg lifts. Figure four here. Sink on down as low as you wish, but feel your backside. Feel how it feels as you sit lower. Breathe. Focus. Plant the right foot next to the left. Hinge forward. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Bend your knees and come on down. If you want to join us in a hero's pose, and you've been in Pentacle or child's pose, come on up to a sitting on your knees pose and a thunderbolt. Remember that one? Now, you can take a block. Perhaps you like to place the block between your ankles and have a seat here. Maybe that's as far as you want to go today. That's good. All right, I'm going to work my ankles a little further apart and bring my bottom to sit on the ground. If your knees pop up, put the block back and just stay there, hang out there. All right, I got the insides of my heels at the insides of like my hip creases. All right, what I'm going to do, I could take a block. Bring a block in a horizontal position behind you so you can rest your shoulders on it. Walk your hands back a little bit. Maybe you stay right here. When the knees start to pop up, it's telling you to don't go any farther. All right, I'm going to slip down to my forearms. Maybe that's where I choose to stay. Maybe that block is there. Oh, that was positioned perfectly. And then I just want to rest here. No block at all. You could come all the way down to your shoulders. Rest here, breathe here. Arms, where do you want them? I'm going to like ragdoll them. I'm going to reach them high overhead, then I'm going to bend my elbows and reach toward opposite elbow creases. This is the fullest expression of your hero's pose. Big stretch in your quadriceps. Great if you're a cyclist or a runner or a person who walks a lot, which should be all of us. Breathe. Hero's pose. We've built up to this. How is it? Big breath in, big breath out. Stay here if you like. I'm going to move on to a pose for our spine. You know, Superman, we do that one, Superman. We're going to take it to a Pilates swimmer. You can stay here in your hero's pose if this is speaking to you. I'm going to come back out of this in layers, peeling back up to the seated position. Then I'm just going to work myself forward and come down to my belly. Legs are long on my mat. Come down to the belly. Raise the arms high up overhead. Superman. Maybe lift one leg or the other. Remember the compression we felt in our low spine when we did bird dog? Well, we're kind of feeling the same thing here. Maybe both legs lift. Maybe one arm lifts or the other or both arms. Maybe all four limbs lift. You gaze down your nose and lift up and fly like Superman. Start to kick your legs and swim like a swimmer. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Finish. Place your hands under your collarbones. Remember seal pose? Press on up through straightened arms. Breathe. Now come on back to sit onto your heels. Remember Thunderbolt? Breathe. How does it feel? Do you have more mobility in your knees? How do they feel? Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let's do a seated twist. Come down to your bottom now. And I hope you're assessing how you feel in each of these poses and what it's doing for you. All right, so for your seated twist, lots of ways you can take it. Legs, kind of do whatever you want that feels right. I'm going to bend my left leg and bring my left heel to the outside of my right hip. And then on the top leg, I'm going to bend it and bring it so both knees are stacked on top of each other. Breathe. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then I'm going to twist to the right. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it behind my tailbone so it's a kickstand on the ground. Left arm, I'm going to bring the outside of my left forearm to the outside of my right thigh. And I'm going to twist to the right. Breathe. And you don't have to have your arms straight. Your hand could be holding onto your thigh. That top leg, maybe it's straight. Maybe you don't have such a big bend in your bottom leg. It's okay. Just twist. Don't hurt yourself. Breathe. Come back slowly to the midline of your body. We did it one way. Switch out your legs and do it another way. So I've got my right leg on top. This time I'm going to bring my right leg on the bottom. Bend it generously. Heel of the right foot behind the left hip. Top leg, bend it too as much as you like. I'm going to bring it toward my hips. So I'm in that shoelace pose. Lengthen up through the spine. You got to find length before you find the twist, right? Right. All right, lengthen up. Turn toward the left. Right arm, the forearm can press into the thigh. Left arm is a little bit of a kickstand, so I can intensify that twist. Left shoulder to the back of the room. Gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe. And remember, there's nothing magical about this right arm, or there's lots of magical things about your right arm. They're magical all over. Maybe you just hold on to the knee and twist. Breathe and twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And then slowly finish up. Come back, shoulders to the midline. Let's release out of this twist. Let's come on down. Remember, take it slowly. Come on down, all the way down to your back. Oh, before you come down, bring your eye shade and your towel up to your shoulders. Come all the way down. Drag your heels up toward your bottom. Left hand captures under left knee. I'll tell you where we're going. We're going to happy baby. So just so you can get there any way you like. Right hand captures under your right knee. Hold it here. Hug the left knee into the left armpit. Right knee into the right armpit. Breathe. Squeeze them tightly. Your arms are strong. Come on. And then rock a little bit from side to side. It feels good on your low back. Maybe you would like to just draw circles with your knees on the ceiling in one direction then the other. Maybe you want to take your hands and capture inside your calves. Maybe today you take it a little further by reaching more toward your ankles. And then the last little step, capture your heel. It's not too bad. Maybe lift your shoulders up, capture your heels. Now you really feel like a frog, right? Bring your shoulders back down. Hold on to your heels and then send one leg high to the sky. Remember half butterfly? And then send the other leg up to the sky. taking these movements in different planes of motion, using gravity, using the ground to help us get where we want to get. One leg extends, holding on to both heels. The other leg extends, still holding on to both heels, drawing one knee closer to the armpit than the other. That's your happy baby pose. One more big pose. Both heels go up to the sky. Use your hands on your inner calves. Open up into the letter V in your legs. Maybe using your hands, press your inner thighs open. Nice mobility here. You've got it. Bring your ankles together. Knees touch. Knees bend. Soles of the feet come down. Legs go long. Hallelujah. We are done. Best pose of the practice. Final Shavasana pose. Cover your eyes with your towel or your eye shade. Get comfortable. Maybe you always bring a blanket to your practice. That's fine. Maybe you like to put the blanket on your hips, cover up and be warm, whatever. Just modify it to make you comfortable and happy. Wiggle your shoulders towards your spine, arms down by your sides. Close your eyes and breathe. Big breaths. Breathe. Soften in your hips, pinky toes toward the earth. Limbs are heavy, eyes are closed, and that area between your eyebrows is nice and soft. No thoughts, just breathing. Stay here longer if you like. If you got your remote control, you can put me on mute and enjoy your final Shavasana for however long is right for you. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 20 minutes. Enjoy this time of conscious relaxation. Time is ticking. The hour is almost up. And if you need to move on, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead and give yourself a big good morning stretch. Remember how we pulled the wrists in Banana Asana? Maybe you want to do that. Pull, pull. Find space in your armpits, right? Breathe, stretch it out, point your toes, and then exhale, bend your knees and roll into that fetal position onto one hip or the other. Low arms, bicep is a pillow for your head. Close your eyes. Savor this moment. It'll never come again. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly press on up, using your hands or not, to a comfortable seated position. What is comfortable for you today? I think I'm going to take a deer pose. So I'm going to bend both knees. Hands to prayer center, lengthen up through your spine. Big breath in, big shoulder softening breath out. Appreciate the ground beneath you. It's stable, it's firm, settle in. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour. I think it goes by really fast. I hope it does for you too. If you're still here, I guess it did go by fast, right? All right, but remember, time is finite. Oh my gosh, but we act as if it's not. Maybe that's a good thing. Use yours wisely, like you just did, working on you. You got to take care of the one and only wonderful you. All right, stress number, what was it? What is it? Good job. Life is good. All right, have a great day, everybody. From all of us to all of you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. See you guys on your mats tomorrow. Love you. Bye. Tomorrow, be there. I'll be here, so you be here, please. Bye-bye. Hello, girl. Hey, Bonnie. There you are. Stretch. Celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. So celebrate it. Have fun. And one of the ways, I hope you're having a great celebration, And finding joy in your hearts is in doing your yoga. Thanks for being here, and thanks for sticking around to the end. Okay, you guys, you know this yoga is free for anybody and everybody can do it. You modify it to make it work. Tell your friends about it. Tell them the changes that happened to you in the last year with your yoga. It's a new chance, new beginning. They can do it too. Our yoga is free. Check it out. If you'd like to support the broadcast, you can go to our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Whatever you do, show up tomorrow. Do your yoga every single day and celebrate good times. Celebrate your yoga. Celebrate your health. Celebrate your body. Celebrate. The more you celebrate, the more things there are to celebrate. See you on your mat tomorrow.